On this Medical Monday, we are back now with Dr. Wasim Nasir with Dermatology and Cosmetic Center in Flint. We'll give this another whirl. But again, talk about how strong the sun is and how it can do damage to our skin.
So the best example to give is that there are three types of UV radiation: UVC, UVB, and UVA. Now, UVC does not penetrate the ozone, and it doesn't reach our skin, and it's actually what they use in restaurants to heat up food to prevent viruses and pathogens from replicating. UVB does penetrate the ozone and causes significant sunburns, and UVA goes even deeper than the skin and starts to damage the collagen and elastin, which leads to wrinkling. Now, what we do want to do is prevent sunburns, because sunburns increases our risk for skin cancer, and now we're talking about malignancy. But there are two other skin conditions that we worry about UV exposures.
Sure.
One is inflammatory skin conditions. So when patients suffer from acne, psoriasis, hidradenitis, eczema, after the inflammation goes away, there's post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation, and that can linger and last longer with UV radiation. And then the other subset of populations that we worry about, particularly in the summer, are patients who suffer from connective tissue disease, lupus, dermatomyositis, mixed connective tissue disease. So it's very, very important that we counsel those patients on sun protective measures as well.
Yeah, so more sensitive populations for sure. But you know, each time you get a sunburn, why is that not good?
It's not good for various reasons. Number one, every time you get a sunburn, it increases your risk for basal cell carcinoma, and it also increases your risk for melanoma. So a cumulative intermittent sunburns over a long period of time will increase your risk for basal. When we talk about chronic UV radiation or chronic sun exposure, think about farmers or occupational exposures like truck drivers. That chronic UV exposure leads to squamous cell carcinoma.
All right, so now focusing on prevention, sunscreen.
Yes. There are two, let's talk about sunscreen. There are two basic categories. One are mineral-based sunscreens, so we look for ingredients that have zinc or titanium dioxide. Those mineral blockers or physical blockers are going to block both UVA and UVB. And then the other types of sunscreen that we look for are chemical sunscreens. And there's a variety of different chemical sunscreens, and some of them block UVA, some of them block UVB, and some of them a combination of the two. My advice to patients is whatever sunscreen works for you is the best sunscreen for you to use.
And you mentioned this briefly before, a minimum SPF to keep in mind?
Yep, 30, 60, 90. So an SPF of 30 or more, 60 minutes before you go outside, and then reapply it every 90 minutes if you're active. But 30 is great.
And then, again, I'll bring this up, other ways to protect yourself. Hats, clothing, more clothing these days, like advertise at least with UV.
Yes, there are UV protective clothing, wearing long brimmed hats, trying to stay in the shade between the hours of 10 a.m. and 4 p.m., wearing adequate sunscreen. There's a lot of great measures that we could do.
And then finally, you're there to help with treatment options.
Absolutely. Yeah. So if, for example, you're suffering from inflammatory skin conditions, or you see a mole that's changing, or there's something new on your skin that you don't recognize,
you want to get it checked out.
Yes, it's best to see your local board-certified dermatologist, absolutely.
All right, Dr. Nasir, always great to chat with you, and it is important to stay protected from the sun, even if you are living your best summer life out there. There's more information on your screen as well. We appreciate it.
Yes, thank you so much, Matt. Always a pleasure.